What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? Welcome to round number one of the playoffs here for the Output Racing League 2020 season. We're just about to get a pit party underway here. I've just got to turn on one little piece of software. We're going to go to TV2 and have a look at how we do. Like, starting off the front, and this one is going to be the 27 of Jonathan Bell with Andrew Perkins on his outside. Jonathan Bell play a little bit of devil's advocate in the 24 instead of 27. We'll that later. But either way, here we go. It's the Champ Speed Shop. I'm going to call it a 150, even though I'm not sure that it is a 150. Come off turn 4, we are underway. And he's actually in this build. I'm going to see whether he's given me a logo yet or not. Alright, looks like we got no logo. But that's okay, we don't mind. But Jonathan Hernandez has taken control of the pit party here in the number 88 car. You'll be able to tell the chase drivers, by those who have the green trimmings on their car, all of them besides one, that is. One being the 78 of Brian Kizakemi, who forgot to do it because he is pleb. So we are at Darlington, the Lady in Black track that's too hard to tame. Looks like everyone's so far doing a decent job of it so far. We got some fairly warm conditions as well. It's 26 degrees ambient temperature, 28 degree track temp, Celsius of course. Because if that was in Fahrenheit, then it would be below freezing. Or we'd probably have snow. Jonathan Bell definitely keeping Hernandez honest here to show the two Jonathans at the front of this pack. Don Lozelle sitting there in third. Andrew Perkins in fourth. Oh! And Hernandez hit the wall. Big net code off of Bell as well. Harmon nowhere to go. How the hell does Sturgill get through that? When he spun in the end, but damn, did you see that gap? Have a look at this from on board of Sturgill. Because that was just about nothing. How the hell did he make it through that without plowing into them? I mean, yeah, he got damaged there in the end, but still. Crazy. I have no idea who's in the lead of the pit party now because everyone's all strung out and all has gone nuts. Right now we've got Mark Pentacuff on screen. He has Michael Watkins right in front of him. There's Kyle Kraus behind him. Mark Pentacuff currently down in the 24th position. Christian Budd just behind Andrew Perkins, who just got into the wall there, going through turn 2, and Perkins has been put around. Corey Williamson. He is, I do believe Corey Williamson's actually in the chase as well. So it looks like he's not running the thing. Running the trim is Matt Burgess. He's running the trim. Old school Gulf Western Oils car. That's awesome. There's a 24, Frank Isaacson. He's also running a new livery here today. Harley Davidson motorcycle livery. That looks very nice. And it is throwback week here at Darlington. So we'll see a lot of old school looking paints. And this is actually a throwback to a paint that Frank used to run on a different simulator. At the moment, including myself, we have 26 people in the server with a strength of field of a 2093. Incredible. That's actually a really, really good number. Frank getting busy there with Chris Champeau, going through the short corner, turns 3 and 4. One thing I love about Darlington is that it's egg-shaped. Turns 1 and 2 have a much wider radius as the 12 comes up and gets into the 1 car. Pretty sure that was actually the 22 of Gary Waterworth going up and collecting the 1 of Brandon Bennett. Brian Pizzicami is the car just in front here of the 60 of Kyle Kraus. And he's not driving with the green trim, but behind him, Zach Floyd is. So Pizzagami will have to get that rectified for next week. There is a 9 on track 23 in the standings of John Lazelle. Something funny in the Drivers' Council chat. Oh, no. You see Michael Watkins, get pushed around by Lazelle there. That's not good. Shouldn't be turning people like that coming out of the short corner. There's Mark Penticuff again on screen. Oh, the 88 going around. That's actually the 9 of Matt Horton. 24 of Frank Isaacson. Oh, and there goes Jaron Sanchez, league owner and operator. Oh, Mark Penticuff, nowhere to go. Straight into him. That was a huge impact. Oh, no. This is definitely going to be a difficult race. That'll be mostly because, it's going to be a tough track to try and drive on. I went out and did a few practice laps earlier, and it was pretty loose. Just give me a second here. I'm going to go and bring up driver standing for myself. Might try and talk to a couple of the guys that are in top 16. Up Mark. Frank. Bring Frank up. Doesn't know we're doing this, but we're going to. Hey, Frank, Corey up in the booth. Do you have a copy? Hey, Frank, it's Corey up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, go ahead.
And first round one of the playoffs, and you managed to squeeze your way in with some decent amount of consistency. First of all, how you feeling heading into this first race at probably one of the harder tracks on the schedule?
A little nervous. This is probably my worst track of the playoff tracks.
And also, it's throwback weekend, and I do understand that this Harley Davidson motorcycle scheme you're running is a little bit of a throwback yourself.
Yeah, this paint scheme was from way back in 2007 to 2009, and actually I had this paint scheme on my car when I got my one and only private league win.
Very nice. All right, mate.
So it's a lucky paint.
Well, let's hope it brings you some luck here tonight, Frank. Very much for coming in, and good luck for the race, mate.
Thank you.
Okay, so that was Frank Isaacson, one of our chase contenders here today. We don't get to talk to him too very often. It's always fun to go talk to him. Let's see what else have we got here in top 15 that we don't usually talk to. You know what? Let's talk to Mark. Mark on screen. 5 car. Love being dragged into this. Especially while he's mid corner. Hey Mark, Corey up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, sir.
I made sure to talk to you mid corner to try and throw you off, but you didn't get thrown off. Very nice. Right, man. First round of the chase, and you are one of the chase contenders. First of all, how you feeling about being in the chase, and secondly, how's it feel taking this first round here at Darlington?
Well, I feel like I guess consistency and just kind of being around probably got me in the chase. I know I'm not the fastest car in the field, probably least amount of experience, but try to race clean and finish all the races and be on the lead lap. That's kind of what I hope for, so that's what I'm looking for tonight. Raced a couple races online this week and was able to do pretty decent, so I don't feel horrible about Darlington. It's just staying out of trouble like what I just did right there.
Well, that is exactly it, man, and that was a very nice save indeed. You definitely had the quick hands to get around Garen and Thomas making fools of themselves. But man, good luck for the race today. Good luck for the first round of the playoffs, and hopefully we can see that consistency paying off a little bit more, as long as you don't do more of that.
Yeah, I know, too much talking, right? Thanks, Corey.
All right, there we go, guys. That was Mark Penticuff, one of the drivers in the running for the chase. So we finally get him back to where he should be. Coming to the pits. Distracted him so much, he's decided to pit. Got in here. There's Travis. Is Travis on track? Travis isn't on track. Oh, that's a Travis should be on track. That way I can drag Travis in and talk shit about him. first week. So the way that the points are actually situated right now is a little bit different. Obviously, we had to do some closing up of the top 16 and put them far enough ahead of everyone else that there was no chance that they were going to get overtaken by a non-chase contender. We're currently tied first, Christian Budd and Thomas Harmon. Third place all by himself, Zach Floyd. Then tied fourth is Chambliss, Hernandez, and Sturgill. Everyone else tied seventh is Bennett, Matt Burgess, Chris Champeau, Matt Horton, Frank Isaacson, Travis Massia, Mark Pentecoff, Brian Pizzicami, Evan Rice, and Darren Sanchez. And there's only 8 points that separates everyone tied seventh and the two guys tied is first. So it's very close margins, and every race will count. Every race is going to be very definitive on how the pace is going to go for these drivers. Consistency will be the absolute key. So guys, we're going to go to a commercial break now. When we come back, we will have qualifying results. So we will be getting all geared up and ready to go here for the first round of the Output Racing League playoffs. Make sure you guys stay tuned. Alrighty, guys, we are back. Field has been set, and we are ready to get this off and running. On the pole, the 24 car on track, the 27 in your standings of Jonathan Bell. His outside will be the 38 of Thomas Harmon. P3 will be the 88 of Jonathan Hernandez. And on his outside will be the 50 of Christian Budd. Then we are going to have the 2 car of Chris Champo out of 5th with the 60 of Kyle Kraus out of P6. Matt Burgess in the 12 will be out of 7th with the 6 of Evan Rice out of 8th. Andrew Perkins in the 48 will be out of 9th with Michael Watkins in the 36 out of P10. 21 of Brian Chambliss will be out of 11th with Blake Maddies on his outside in 12th. Michael Sturgill will be out of 13th. 14th will be the 28 of Zach Floyd. 24 of Frank Isaacson will be out of 15th with the 5 of Mark Pentecoff on his outside in 16th. 22 of Gary Waterworth will be out of 17th with the 4 of Jaron Sanchez out of 18th. The 9 of Matt Horton will be out of 19th. Remember, he's the 88 on track, the 9 in the standings. And out of 20th, the 23 on track, but the 9... Oh, sorry. The 9 on track, but the 23 in your standings of John Lazelle. 78 of Brian Pizzicami will be out of 21st with Sam Niederhelm out of 22nd. Travis Massio will be out of 23rd with Brandon Bennett in 24th. Last but not least, the 81 of Corey Williamson brings up the back row all by himself. We've got 110 laps ahead of us here, 150 miles to make up the Champs Speed Shop 150 here for the round number 1, race number 1 of the Output Racing League 2020 playoffs. As we go back up to the front of the pack now, we should be going green when we come out of turn 4. Race car is in. And here we go. And everything has just blinked out, but it's not going well for me. Oh, this is terrible. Show me the cars, show me the cars. There we go, we see cars. That was weird and different. We are off and racing though for the first race of round 1 in the playoffs. Thomas Harmon taking the lead around the outside of the short corner. And he is bringing Jonathan Hernandez with him on that outside. These two are both chase contending drivers, and they are doing it from the front. Good side-to-side contact there just behind these guys a little bit. So we're going to find a slightly more out camera angle to watch from. Now Hernandez going for the inside pass going into turn 1. Oh, Harmon in the fence. And that is going to be a massive issue here for Thomas Harmon. He's starting to drop back. He's dropped back to 30. Might drop back to 4th, possibly 5th. No, just 4th for the moment. Thomas Harmon lucky to get away with that one. In fact, no, he will drop to 5th now as Chris Campo gets up on his inside and takes over 4th. Thomas Harmon might have some serious damage here, because that was a fairly solid whack with the fence. The 88 of Jonathan Hernandez is in the lead though. Got side-by-side racing behind these guys. Jonathan Bell still in P2. Christian Budd sitting there in third. Looks like these three are pulling away ever so slightly. Don't know what caused that little bit of glitch in the matrix there for me. But Chris Champeau and Thomas Harmon starting to get into the groove now. Got the six of Evan Rice just behind them. Like everyone's sprung out a little bit here. Possibly a little bit of a battle pack here right at the very back. In fact, this is a little bit of a battle pack. Got Brian Pizzicami, who's just dropping to the back of it. There's the 13 of Travis Massey, the 81 of Corey Williamson, the 1 of Brandon Bennett, who is experimenting with alternate dimensions, and at the 66 of Sam Niederhelm. Even then, these guys have started springing out now. Close little group as well. The 5, the 4, 23, and the 9. So that's Mark Pentacup in the 5, Jaron Sanchez in the 4, the 9 on track to 23 in the standings of John Lozelle. My apologies, I was watching that unfold as Mark Pentacup dropped down to the back of these guys. And catching up to Frank Isaacson here as well, and Gary Waterworth. Oh, and the 4, Jaron Sanchez in the fence. That's going to drop him down a few spaces. Biggest aim of the game here today is just survival. Not many people actually are proficient in driving this track. And the 38 of Thomas Harmon trying to make a move on Chris Champeau. This is the battle for fourth. We're going to unfold for either of them this time. Now here comes Evan Rice looking to take fifth away from Thomas in turns 1 and 2. And he's going to get there. Very easy little move that was made there. Of Matt Burgess as well. In behind Thomas Harmon now. Evan Rice is on the move. Now looking to the inside of Christian Budd. Going into the little corner 3 and 4. That outside line just holds such an advantage in 3 and 4. Now Evan's starting to drop back a bit. He's back to being side by side with Thomas Harmon. He'll take it back here in 1 and 2. As Matt Burgess was looking to try and take advantage as well. Unable to do so though. Bell has retaken the lead Jonathan Hernandez. Hernandez right on his ass though. So far we've been lucky. No cautions thus far in the race. And there is our first caution. I can see the 23 is involved of Lizelle. Wow, many cars involved. So very many cars involved. Have a look at what happens here. This is coming off turn 2, I do believe. 21 down on the apron. He comes back up on track right in front of Lizelle. That was Chambliss. Chambliss calls that one. Fake 88 there, the 9 of Matt Horton. Frank Isaacson. Oh, nowhere to go. Center punched him. Frank goes down into the inside fence. Travis Massia, lucky not to hit a damn thing. Back around, you see Brandon Bennett coming down. Oh, Jaron Sanchez straight into Frank, nowhere to go. The 78 of Brian Pizzicami, nowhere to go, but into 21. And we have a lot of chase contenders caught up in this one. That is very, very not good. Brandon Bennett, Brian Pizzicami, Frank Isaacson, Aaron Sanchez, and Brian Chambliss all involved in that incident. All of them pace contending cars. Guys, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to see how the pit stop cycles have unfolded. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Alrighty, we are back with our first caution of the race so far. And what a toll it has taken already on some of our chase contenders. Welcome back to the Champ Speed Shot 150 here from the Darlington Raceway. Going to have the 27 of Jonathan Bell taking the restart in the lead. To be Chris Champo, Evan Rice, Christian Budd, Matt Burgess, Michael Sturgill, Kyle Kraus, Gary Waterworth, Andrew Perkins, and Jonathan Hernandez as your top 10. Corey Williamson, Travis Massia, Thomas Harmon, Michael Watkins, Mark Pentecoff, Zach Floyd, Sam Niederhelm, and Matt Horton as your top 18. Brandon Bennett in 19th and on and off the pit lane getting repairs done. Looks like Blake Matters is out. He's been actually out for a while. John Lizelle is out. Brian Chambliss is in the pits. He has been for a while. So is Darren Sanchez, Brian Pizzicami, and Frank Isaacson. And they have all gone a lap down, but they are mostly 2 or 3 laps down. Sanchez and Chambliss are 3. Frank and Brian are 2. And it looks like Brandon Bennett might go a lap down this time, but he's trying to beat the pace car off. As we are on one green now. Brandon Bennett definitely blinking out a lot at the moment. Darren Sanchez is going to make his return to the track 4 laps down. But 24 of Frank Isaacson also going to make his return to the track 3 laps down. 21 and 78 still in the pits. All right, so here we go, coming out of turn 4. And we're off and racing.
Green flag.
And Jonathan Bell out to a huge lead already. Evan Rice sitting there in second with Chris Champo in third. That Burgess is side by side with Christian Budd, who's just been turned. Caution has not come out though for Christian Budd in the 50. Go back and see what transpired here. Might have been the 90 of Michael Sturgill. See what happens when they come off the corner. Oh, so that's what happened. A little bit of netcode playing a bugger there. 12 netcoded the 90 and netcoded the 50. Alrighty. At least we got that out of the way, but unfortunately that's going to be Christian Budd well down the field in 18th now. Gonna dash his hopes here for round number 1. So race number 1 of round 1. Not over yet. Got a couple more races to go in round 1 after this one, and Christian is a fast driver. I'm sure he'll be able to make his way back through the field. Plenty of laps left in this race. 25 down of 110. Your leader is 24 on track to 27 in your standings of Jonathan Bell. And Rice still just right there in P2. Looks like Jonathan Bell trying to light a sparkler against the wall of the Darlington Raceway here. But this was the one track that all the drivers in the playoffs were worried about. Some of them are a little bit more worried about Richmond as well. Not so worried about Bristol, but you know, some of them still have a little bit of a fear of Bristol as well. But this first round will definitely make or break your championship run, where the men get sorted out from the boys. Looks like we're about to approach on our first car in the lap traffic, which will be the 24 of Frank Isaacson, who very smartly pulls over to the inside of the track to allow the leaders past. Evan Rice and Jonathan Bell here, out to a huge lead over Chris Champeau at the moment. Nearly 2 seconds, it's sitting at 1.8 at the minute. The amount of air in that gap is massive. Probably fit an 18-wheeler and then some in there. I dare say you could probably get two 18-wheelers in that gap, both of them being B doubles. This race for first is still on the cards at the moment between Jonathan Bell and Evan Rice. Evan is a chase contender. As we start catching up to another lap car, this one's going to be the 4 of Jaron Sanchez. Sanchez moves down and out of the way for the leaders. That's now going to be Sanchez 5 laps down. Jonathan Bell is not in the chase hunt. 7 points. So Jonathan Bell just going for a win. Evan Rice trying to secure his way into round 2. To the inside in 3 and 4 he goes. Not going to be able to get it done there. Inside line just does not seem like the way to go in 3 and 4. As the leaders are starting to catch up to the next car to go a lap down, and that is going to be the 1 of Brandon Bennett, who is still on the lead lap at the moment. Leaders are coming pretty quickly. Here goes Evan Rice trying to make another move into turn 3. He gets it done this time with a well-executed slide job. 1 of Brandon Bennett gets down the track out of the way. We go side by side coming out of 4. Can Jonathan Bell get the lead back away? He's not going to be able to do it this time. Evan Rice takes the lead away with authority in turn 3. What a slide job that was. Now it's time to see if Jonathan Bell has anything for Evan Rice now. After holding on to the lead for so many laps there, they're going to be happy about getting demoted down to 2nd. Evan Rice is another one of those who should be carrying the green trim but is not, as the leaders get around Frank Isaacson again, putting Frank now 5 laps down. Now Frank is on the same lap as Jaron Sanchez. Those two will be fighting it out for position. They're battling over 20th. Evan Rice gets really sideways coming out of 2, hits the wall, and here comes Jonathan Bell now to the inside in 3 and 4. Can he hold it there? No, not this time. was looking to take advantage of the mistake made by Evan Rice, was unable to capitalize. The slow car on the back straight, 48. Andrew Perkins. Back this up and see what happened to Andrew in speed. Oh, he got loose coming out of 2. And oh, big smack into the inside wall. Damn. Has managed to keep it going, but I think he is heading to bits. Back to our leaders now. Close, hard battling going on here. Either one of them wants to make a mistake. Jonathan Bell just wants to win. Evan Rice wants to lead the way in the points. Those of you wondering at home, Christian Budd is still the last car on the lead lap. He's been unable to get around Sam Niederhelm for the 16th position. In fact, he's just done so now. That is now Christian Budd up into 16th. Second last car on the lead lap. Check out what is going on in the battle for the third, the 12 and the 2. Matt Burgess currently holding on to the third position. The two of Christian Poe in 4th. Behind them, Michael Watkins in 5th. Guys having a bit of a close battle themselves. I see another battle forming here towards the back a little bit more. There's the 81 of Corey Williamson, the 88 on track, but the 9 in the standings of Matt Horton. Behind them is the 28 of Zach Floyd and the 88 of Jonathan Hernandez, with the 38 of Thomas Harmon. And Thomas just gets around both of them there. Joey Thomas up into 12th, Zach Floyd in 13th, Jonathan Hernandez in 14th. Now Zach Floyd concedes to Hernandez. Oh, and into the wall goes Zach Floyd. Not very often we see our fast drivers here mired in the back of the pack. But you could argue that they're points racing and it's smart, but not normal. Just not normal. Cut to the front of the pack now. Evan Rice still leading the way from Jonathan Bell, but Jonathan's still right there on his tail, trying to look for an advantage anywhere he can get it. Close racing between first and second here at the moment. Trying to catch up to lap traffic again. Sanchez has gotten around Frank Isaacson for 19th. Jonathan Bell blinking into the wall. Frank gets out of the way of the leaders. Still got chase contenders there in the pits. So it's not all doom and gloom. Sanchez and Isaacson at the moment. Definitely not good. Sanchez just in front of Evan Rice now, missing his hood still. As much damage fixed as he could during the caution period. Now there's a little bit of a gap forming between our two leaders. Rice just starting to pull away ever so slightly. Possible that it is just Jonathan Bell allowing him to stretch his legs a little bit, burn up his tires, so Jonathan can save him a little bit. But that is yet to be seen. We have another caution on the track now. And I think this one involves the 9 of Matt Horton. See what unfolded here for the 9 car. This will be coming into turn 1. Got Thomas Harmon on his inside. Thomas, plenty of room. And just up into the wall. Gave him too much room. Comes down. Oh, bounces off the 88 of Jonathan Hernandez. Goes around right in front of Corey Williamson. Oh, Corey, nowhere to go. Goes around on the track. Everyone else hits him. Everyone else stays clear. Yeah, Jonathan Hernandez managed to get the car gathered back up as well. There's more dramas for a couple more pace contenders. Go to another quick commercial break here. When we come back, we're going to see how the pit stop cycle unfolds from this one. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Alrighty, we are back for the Champs Speed Shop 150 here from the Darlington Raceway in South Carolina. Evan Rice is going to maintain the lead from Matt Burgess, Chris Champeau, Gary Waterworth, Kyle Kraus, Michael Sturgill, Travis Massey, Corey Williamson, Jonathan Bell all the way down to 9th after pitting in second, Michael Watkins in 10th. Like we're going to have Jonathan Hernandez in 11th, Thomas Harmon 12th, Christian Budd in 13th, Brandon Bennett 14th, last car on the lead lap. Sam Niederhelm 1 lap down, Mark Pentecoff 1 lap down, Zach Floyd 1 lap down, Matt Horton 2 laps down, got Sanchez and Frank Isaacson after that. Sanchez is 6 laps down, Frank 7 laps down. And it looks like Matt Horton is actually OUT out of this race. Coach who is John Lazelle and Blake Maddies. Brian Pizzacami and Brian Chambliss still in the pits. 40 and 41 laps down respectively. That is much them running. Perkins, 3 chase contending drivers who are out of the running now. Matt Horton out. But they're all going to be scoring minimum points. So this is actually very advantageous for Sanchez and Isaacson because they're still running. Means they're going to be just above the cutoff line, even though we've got a couple races still to go in this first round of the series. On 1 to green now, though. It's time for the intensity to start picking up again. We've got 52 laps left to run in this race. Definitely going to be a big shake-up in the point standings for the chase contenders. Some people used to say, major championship implications. As we are off and are racing again.
Green flag.
51 laps left to run as they come across the start-finish line. Evan Rice with a huge jump over Matt Burgess and Chris Champeau. Gary Waterworth still sitting there on the outside of Chris Champeau, though. The 2 versus the 22 for third. The 2 comes out on top. There's a 90 of Michael Sturgill. He looked like he was going to try and take advantage of a mistake there from the 22. Unable to do so, though. Looking just behind them is the 60 and the 36. That is Kyle Kraus and Michael Watkins as well. There is the 90 of Michael Sturgill. He's one of the front runners in the points just behind Waterworth here. Sturgill looking pretty strong at the moment as we see Frank Isaacson coming back out of the pits. Fallen to 10 laps down now. Have 14 cars on the lead lap. Brandon Bennett, I'm pretty sure, was the lucky dog wave around last time. This is our battle for the lead at the moment. We've got 7 cars in this little group. As the 2 of Chris Champeau makes his move on Matt Burgess. Chris Champo moves up into second now. Virgil sitting there in third. In fourth, sorry. Harry Waterworth with the 36 on his tail. Got 4 chase contenders here in this top little group. Evan Rice, Chris Champo, Matt Burgess, and Michael Sturgill are your chase contenders. But the 27 of Jonathan Bell way back up in 8th now. So he's definitely been burning the midnight oil, trying to get that car back up towards the front. So restarting down in the pack. Guys at the front just taking it nice and easy at the moment. There's still be 43 laps left to run in this race when we get to the start finish line. Guys don't want to be going crazy just yet, especially not the top 4. They will actually be wanting to just hope to survive. At least that's what you would imagine in theory. Haven't played around with this thing for a bit, so let's go and do a crank it up, guys. Listen to the sights and sounds of these cars around this magnificent racing facility. All right, we are back. And it looks like the 22 of Waterworth getting into the fence there a little bit. With the 27 of Bell getting around him. 38 of Thomas Harmon getting mixed up all in this as well. Giving the 27 a bit of a push through the corner. Waterworth now dropped down to 8th with Jonathan Bell up into 7th. Thomas Harmon in 9th. 10th is actually Christian Budd. He's been making his way through the field as well. This little group just dropped away from everyone else ever so slightly. The leader, Evan Rice, pulling out a lead over the 2 and the 12 at the moment. Was up in the fence was a 36 car of Michael Watkins, who's earning his Darlington stripe. Oh, as things are getting sketchy, moves are being made. 33 laps to go. Thomas Harmon was almost going to make that 3 wide, thought better of it. 12 of Waterworth in the fence again, earning his stripe. Waterworth now on the apron, falling back. That is not good for the 22 car. Like he might be down on power a little bit as well. Going to go back up to this melee that we're calling effectively the front pack. The leader's by himself, second and third in their own little private battle of 2. Hit a 36 of Watkins on the outside. Now to the inside of Sturgill. Goes not just Jonathan Bell, but Thomas Harmon as well. Going to be Sturgill down to 7th. Bell 5th. Harmon P6. And here comes Watkins to try and make a move on Sturgill now. Sturgill trying to hold on around the outside. You got the 50 of Christian Budd trying to push Watkins along into 3 and 4. The move still isn't made yet. Close quarters racing going on right here, right now. This time into 1 and 2, the position has been conceded, and Sturgill dropping all the way down to 9th now. As this build is starting to string out ever so slightly. Kyle Kraus is the next person on Thomas's and Jonathan's list. Went from having just 4 cars in the top half dozen being base contenders to about all of them now. 6 to 2 to 12, the 38 27, 50 the 90, the 88 in 10. All chase contenders, even the 11th place car of Travis Massier is a chase contender. Sturgill losing a lot of positions there though. Because we haven't done it for a while, let's go and check in on our leader, Sturgill, heading into the pits. Major championship implications right there. Evan's been doing a nice job ever since he hit the front of this race. 25 laps left to run. This is going to be Evan's race to lose from here. Look how big his gap is. 0.3 second gap. Has the potential to get bigger, but it also has the potential to get a lot smaller very quickly. One small mistake is all it takes around here for everything to come undone. But Sturgill came in, got some quick repairs done, and is coming back out onto the track now. See him just up ahead a little bit. Did lose a lap in the process. Also not first car 1 lap down. As 22 comes into the pits. Harry Waterworth, so we could be seeing a flurry of green flag pit stops here. Christian Butters in. And Sanchez pulls low to allow the leader through. The one of Brandon Bennett, who also got out of the way. But Thomas Harmon and Kyle Kraus are coming into the pits as well. Their green flag stops definitely well and truly underway here. 78 of Brian Pizzicami has finally hit the track once more. We have a flurry of activity going on. I think Evan Rice is trying to stay out for as long as he can. Maybe trying to predict a caution. That could be disastrous if it does happen. There is only 7 cars on the lead lap. That number will only get smaller as more people pit. That's only 5 cars on the lead lap. Four. No, it is just 5. So the big question now is going to be, when is our leader going to pit? When is P2 going to pit, and when is P3 going to pit? So it's Evan Rice, Chris Champo, and Matt Burgess, currently your top 3. See how beneficial those fresh tires are as Travis Massier goes underneath the leader. Travis is 2 laps down, now he's just 1 lap down. Evan Rice still stays on the track. But 12 has pitted. Trying to see where he came out. 12 hasn't pitted, and happened to him. Has pitted. Coming out of the pits now. 4 cars on the lead lap. Bryce Campo, Watkins, and Hernandez. Hernandez hasn't been having the best of races at the moment. Down in the pack for most of it. And the big question will be, when will our leader pit? Has he been trying to save enough to last the distance? If he has been saving from the lead, then that's fantastic. It's going to make it very interesting. But no, coming to the pits this time. Keep an eye on P2 then. Chris Champeau, he's still on track. He's going to take over the lead from this point. He's actually holding off Corey Williamson, who is 15th at the moment. And the 4 also coming into the pits. Chris now allowing the 81 pass. .50 of Christian Budd, getting one of his laps back. Getting back onto the lead lap now is Christian Budd. Christian Budd effectively first place right now. I'm not sure what happened to Evan Rice. He's down in 7th, so that's potentially P5. He has lost a lot of time to everyone else who already pitted. And the 88 still the only 2 cars left to pit. As we are in the final 10 laps, we're going to have 9 to go when we get to the start-finish line. This could make things very interesting if Chris and Jonathan Hernandez have been saving fuel. There's the 50 of Christian Budd's only just in front of Chris Champeau now. Don't know if he'll make it back to Chris and try and take the win. Thomas Harmon's just re-overtaken 3rd. I was going to throw it to a commercial break, but I'm not going to with us being this close to the end. We have 4 cars on the lead lap. Kyle Kraus and Evan Rice behind Chris Champeau at the moment, battling it out for 5th. Here comes Evan Rice now, overtaking Chris Champeau. That's for him to get his lap back. There's Kyle Kraus as well. If Chris Champeau can win this, not only will it be his first win of the season, but it will definitely set him up very well for the rest of round 1 of the playoffs. Jonathan Hernandez is another one who is greatly benefiting right now. Sitting there in 2nd. Chris Champeau last pitted lap 55. Jonathan Hernandez last pitted lap 57. And Chris Champeau is coming in this time. Unable to make it to the end. Probably going to splash and dash and hope for the best. You wouldn't want to take tyres this late in the race. Let's see what Hernandez does. He's staying out. He's lifting and coasting. He is saving as much fuel as he humanly possibly can. Evan Rice has gotten around Christian Budd for 4th. 5 laps left to run. Let's jump on board with the 88 car here. Listen to his fuel saving technique. Wow, so early on the lift. And he is losing a truckload of time. Evan Rice back up into P2. There is less than half a straightaway between Hernandez and Evan Rice right now. The only thing that could possibly save Hernandez is a caution. Three laps left to run. He lost 1.9 seconds to Evan Rice this lap. Only a 2.9 second gap. Evan Rice is on a charge. Two to go now. Here, he's not lifting and coasting this time. Hernandez trying to push it as much as he can at the moment. He knows Evan Rice is right there. He knows Evan Rice is on fresh tires. Here we go. White flag, last lap, last chance to win it or wear it. Evan Rice to the inside of Hernandez. And he's going to take the lead away going into turn 1. Now, Evan Rice can't possibly lose it to Hernandez from here. Hernandez actually pulling to the apron a little bit. I think he's out of fuel. That is unfortunate. That was such a great strategy. It's not going to work this time, though, because coming out of turn 4 for the final time, collect the first win of the playoffs, is going to be the 6 of Evan Rice. P2 goes to Thomas Harmon. P3 to Christian Budd. Looks like Jonathan Hernandez ended up finishing P6. So close, but so far away. But your winner is the 6 car of Evan Rice, who is just coasting around to the front straight right now. What an incredible race that was. It almost came down to a brilliant fuel strategy play there from the 88 of Jonathan Hernandez. But here is the burnout for the 6 car. And he is going to be a very happy camper after that one. Alright guys, we're going to go to a commercial break now. When we come back, we will have driver interviews, so make sure you guys stay tuned. Alrighty, guys, we are back, and it's time to reveal our Hard Charger Award winner. And it's actually kind of funny because our Hard Charger is also tonight's winner. We are, of course, talking to the six of Evan Rice. Evan, incredible race from you, man. Like, once you hit the front, you were just going to dominate, and from there, it was just going to be your race to lose. But were you possibly a little bit worried about the fuel saving that Jonathan Hernandez was amassing there in those final laps?
Uh, I mean, I wasn't really worried until probably two to go when I realized he might not actually pit here because I figured if you just ran it dry from when the last caution was, you would have had to pit with probably four or five to go. So when we got to like lap 108, I started to realize maybe he actually somehow managed to save enough because I think my fuel tank was at least like 5 or 6 laps short. So yeah, I didn't really start to worry about that until basically two to go. But I guess he had to save so much that he was very far off the pace, and I was able to uh, pass by him with just enough time.
Definitely would be incredible if he was able to pull it off in some way, shape, or form. But let's not worry about that, man. Come out and you get the first win of the playoffs. How do you feel knowing that this just gets that one step closer to the championship fight?
It actually feels really good because this is the first league race I've ever won, so it was kind of special for me. And I hadn't won in this league this season either, and I had a lot of second places and top fives, so it was actually felt pretty rewarding to get it, especially at a track like this where I'd say skill is probably more important. The skill and patience and just overall driver ability is probably more important than anything else here. So yeah, it felt pretty good.
Let's talk about the race itself. You were involved in a couple of decent little battles there, including one with the 24 car on track, but the 7 in the standings, Jonathan Bell, before that final caution. What was that battle like for you? And what was the patience like trying to get around him and not succeeding a couple of times, but then getting your head back into the groove and eventually getting around him?
Yeah, I uh, knew that well, I thought I was faster than him, and so I just kind of bided my time. And I'm glad we got the long runs that we did, because I was able to essentially wait for 10 or 15 laps. And yeah, it was really hard to get by him because here you can't pass on the inside in three and four, and so the only way to pass really is to get a good enough run off of four, or do what I did and just send it into three and hope it sticks. And luckily it did. I had to get on the brakes quite a bit on the pass, but it stuck. And yeah, that was that.
All right, man. Now, looking forward to the rest of round one here. You're going to have a pretty easy time, but are you still worried about trying to get going for the rest of round one? Try and get yourself a better position in round two? Or is it just go through, be conservative, and hope you don't crash?
It's probably gonna be more the latter. I see the next two are both short tracks in Richmond and Bristol. I like Richmond a lot, so hopefully I can do pretty well there. But Bristol's probably gonna be more of a survival race. So yeah, I'll probably be rather conservative these next two races. Uh, yeah.
All right, man. Now, looking forward to the next race being Richmond. What is the feeling like for you going to Richmond? And I know we said that you're going to be a little bit, but how conservative are you going to be?
Well, I'm gonna race. I'm not just gonna ride in the back the whole race like a super speedway race, but I probably won't, uh, go for make any aggressive moves, and I'll probably just plan on finishing around where my pace warrants me to finish, as opposed to um, trying to mix it up with strategy or anything like that. So yeah, I'd say be a pretty calm race for me.
Right, man. Now, just having a look at the standing, this is going to put you good overall. Uh, so you're definitely in a good points position. You're heading in rounds. But before we let you go, anyone you want to give a quick shout out to?
Yeah, I guess just shout out to all of Outrun Esports. I had a few of the guys in Discord with me, cheering me on for that race, and it felt pretty good. So yeah, just shout out to them, and yeah, that's about it.
Well, thank you very much for coming out. Congratulations, not only your first win of the playoffs, but your first win of the season. I guess first win of your Output Racing League career.
Yeah, it took a while, to say the least, but I'm glad it came here. Like I said, it's a really nice track to win at because it's so rewarding, and this was definitely that.
All right, man. Well, thank you very much for coming out. And we look.
All right, thanks for having me.
All right, guys. So that was the six of Evan Rice, today's Hard Charger Award winner, and today's winner. Coming up next, he was just live showing Christian something in Discord, but we're going to interrupt their fun and talk to him anyway. We're, of course, talking to today's second place getter, 38, of Thomas Harmon. Thomas, it was quite the eventful race for you today, man. You were mired down in the pack for a lot of it. Uh, what went right and what went wrong for you here today?
About the only thing that went right was leading the first lap, and then after that, it was just mind-boggling that it seemed like no matter what I did, it was the wrong move. I seemed to always be around the accidents. I got through them, but so I guess I did that right. But yeah, it was not fun. I thought there was at least twice that I was gonna die.
Well, we're glad you didn't, and you come out with a really good result. Was it down to the pit strategy of when you pitted in that green flag run, or was it just down to just being a little bit smarter throughout the race and making sure you had the tires to go?
I know I had better tires than some of those guys. The front, I think three or four. Once I got clear of fourth and beyond, but the pitting when I did definitely helped make up that ground and allowed me to break into the top three rather than be stuck back running fourth, fifth, or sixth.
All right, man. Now, just having a quick little look at the point standings here, going to come out with a 2 point lead over heading into Richmond. Um, how is this going to affect the way that you drive Richmond? Are you going to be a little bit more conservative, or are you still going to try and push for that win?
I kind of want to push for the wins. More bonus points each round will definitely ease some of the pressure for the following round, and also ease the pressure each race. Considering if you have one bad race, you could be back in the pack and struggling to make that next round. Um, and the farther you go in the playoffs, the harder it's going to be.
Well, we definitely had a few drivers suffering some big losses here in round one. Having a look at the bottom four in the playoffs, Sanchez, Chambliss, Horton, and Emmy all had absolutely terrible races today.
Yeah, it's going to be a little tough for those guys starting off in the hole, but um, I think they're going to have probably only 6, 7, 8 point gap between them and being able to make it into the next round after this race anyway. But maybe those guys can show some speed at Richmond, Bristol, get themselves back into it, claw their way back in.
All right, man. Before we let you go here today, anyone you want to give a quick shout out to?
yeah, shout out to you up in the booth for broadcasting it to everybody. All the fans that come out and watch every week. Um, other competitors that show up every week. We had a good size of the field tonight, but and then I think that's it actually.
All right, man. Well, thank you very much for coming out. Congratulations on getting P2 after what was a very trying race. And we look forward to seeing you extending that lead in the next round at Richmond.
So
All right, guys. So that was the 38 of Thomas Harmon, the current points leader heading into Richmond. Coming up next, the guy that we expected to be on top of the podium, but this time he's sitting on the third step, and he probably won't be too very happy about it considering what happened during the race. We're, of course, talking to the 50 car of the ever dominant Mr. Christian Budd. Christian, he got spun pretty early in the going, but we still had plenty of laps to go, and you fought your way back up like an absolute pro to take the podium. How do you feel, man?
Um, Happy to be done with this race, honestly. Just it's one of those nights that didn't really do very well driving behind the wheel. Really struggled with the cars being super tight and not really not really the way I like to drive the car. So um, and then of course getting spun and getting damage and all the rest of it that came with that. So pretty eventful, but not a great night on that end of things. The finish was better than the run.
Right, now let's talk about your spin. Seemed to come completely out of left field, a little bit of a netcode contact. Um, what damage did you receive from that, and how was the fight back after you got that damage?
Yeah, I got to talk to Matt just a quarter second after the race, and that's what he said. It sounded like netcode. So it's just one of those things. Been pretty fortunate in this league not to get in too many scraps, and it's going to happen. Just bound to happen eventually. And of course, I I didn't really know what the situation was, but I knew Matt. He's a good clean racer, and he wouldn't have done it on purpose anyway. So then it ended up being netcode, and it's just part of racing. As far as the damage, unfortunately, when I spun down, I caught a little bit of the inside wall, and that damaged the car. And then, uh, I just lost all that track position, and then we kind of went green for a while, so I didn't really know what was going to happen. And I had about 55 seconds once I got to actually pit and try and get it all fixed. And after that, it's just try and not get wrecked. That was the whole point. That I just don't get completely destroyed, taken out in the first race. I'm really looking forward to next week at Richmond and Bristol coming up. Those will be some more fun.
All right, man. Now having a look at the point standings, going to be leaving Darlington here just 2 points behind Thomas. And when we spoke to Thomas, said he was going to be going for the wins. Are you going to be on much the same strategy heading into Richmond and Bristol with the trying to go for the win? Going to try and play it a little bit conservative just so you don't have a major disaster like a few of the top guys did.
No, I want to win the races, man. That's why we're here. And you know, I don't know. I don't know if I would do like a fuel mileage gamble or something like that necessarily. Um, but as far as trying to be out front and lead all the laps and win the race, absolutely, that's what I want to do. Um, but the round of 16. I mean, I think you're going to see 3 or 4 guys have 2 bad races, and it's probably going to knock them out. So just try not to be one of those guys. And once you get into round of 12 and 8, then you start got to worry about points a little bit more.
All right, man. Well, before we let you go, anyone you want to give a quick shout out to here tonight?
Yeah, definitely Champ Speed Shop for sponsoring our race tonight. So thanks to Chris and all that he does, and of course the Aussie Sim commentator. So we'll be watching this race again, and then just the whole league output racing. All the work that Sharon puts in to make this a lot of fun, and all the guys who show up every week.
All right, man. Well, thank you very much for coming out. Congratulations on fighting back through all the adversity throughout the race to get third. Look forward to seeing what you can do next week at Richmond.
Thanks a lot.
All right, guys. So that was today's third place getter in the 50 car of Christian Budd in what was an incredible fight back. But that is all we're going to have here tonight for this one. Thank you for joining us for round number 1 of the playoffs. The Output Racing League, sponsored by Champs Speed Shop here at the Darlington Raceway. And we look forward to next week when we go to the Aussie Sim Commentator sponsored race at Richmond, which will be absolutely chaos because I'm sponsoring it. So, guys, until next week, make sure you all stay safe out there. Good luck in all your races this week, and hopefully week 14 doesn't get you too down in the dumps early in the going. So until next week, guys, I've been the commentator, the Aussie Sim commentator, and I'm going to say ciao for now.